slugger, runner, and now we're on the slugger. So a slugger is similar to a charger because of what they're trying to accomplish, but they have some differences. So a slugger is more common, what you hear in boxing, or a puncher. And you hear the terms boxer, puncher. Well, boxer being a runner, and puncher being a slugger, right? So we say runner versus boxer because a runner is more footwork, right, and more evasion and more staying elusive and trying to use more pinpointed techniques, jabs, crosses, and calculated timing. Slugger, they define puncher as more of someone who's going to try to power punch. Right? So a slugger's definition is a stalk and kill fighter. Right? Now he gets his power through weight transfer and leverage. Unlike the charger, who uses more locomotion and momentum, right? So we said a charger, someone explodes at you in here like this, right? Yeah. A slugger is not going to really explode at you, but a slugger is going to more like stalk his way in. He's going to try to get as close as he possibly can to you in here because he prefers that you trade with him. He doesn't care about his own safety. He'll take your hits to knock you out. He'll eat your jabs, your little arm punches in order to slam you with a big haymaker. So a slugger is going to usually be more crouched over and loaded in here, like Mike Tyson was, right, or Frazier was in here, right? So he's going to be more operating kind of from behind his shield in here. And a slugger will try to get right on your doorstep, and usually he's going to not have a jab. Sluggers usually don't have jabs. If they're good, they do have a jab. Like Mike Tyson had a jab in his prime, but most sluggers don't have a jab. Most sluggers rely on circular punches and haymakers. So a slugger is usually going to be right in front of you in here, and they can kind of hide behind their guard, and they can kind of bob and weave, or they can stand in front of you like this. And what they're going to try to do is they're just going to try to haul off with the biggest punch that they can. Okay. Right? They're going to try to take, they're like a loaded bat, and they're going to try to take you out with one big punch. Okay. So the way they kind of usually can determine a slugger is that if you try to move away, they're going to try to move away. They're going to try to crowd you in here. Right? As you go wherever you go, they're going to try to stay, keep you in that sphere of influence. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they want to try to cut that ring off as much as they can. Right? The other way to look at a slugger is, he can be more hidden in different guards. So usually people don't fight like this. Usually we do. But a slugger can kind of hide from like a diagonal shield or hide from a different guard in here like this to create deception and to create just more protection. Doesn't necessarily he's going to do that, but usually they're going to kind of be more crouched over and set to the ground. So they want to put all their weight, bam, into a punch in here like that. Right? So if you hit over the punch, they're going to probably swing right back. Right? So they're going to try to take you out quickly, but they're more set. They got to be set to hit. Right? So like a charger needs to be more mobile, a slugger needs to be more stable. Right? They're going to try to meet you force on force. Right? So the evasions that you want to use on a slugger would be a duck, definitely. Right? You want to hear, right? You want to duck these big, whoa, like this from here, right? Or duck and a weave. So get duck and then go to one side, boom, like that, right? The snapback would work okay on a slugger as long as it doesn't try to charge at you a little bit. So if he throws a big punch in here, you might be able to pull yourself back a little bit. Okay. A slip can work to some degree, if he throws a good straight punch. But usually sluggers are going to be more circular oriented. Right, so that's what you see a lot in MMA is, they never throw a straight right cross or straight left. They're usually throwing overhands. Pretty much 90% of those guys, all they do is throw overhands. Yeah. Big hooks, overhands, things like that. No jabs really, right? They're very loaded, powerful punches. So ducks, weaves, some degree of a snapback, and roll with punches. Right? So if you just can't get out of the way, right, you may have to just roll with the shot in here like that. If I get you cornered in here and I start hauling off with a slugger, boom, right, boom, you may have to roll right here until you can, get the hell out of there. Okay. Right? So what are the disadvantages of the slugger are kind of similar to the charger. You know he's coming, right? He usually doesn't have any defense, so his own power can be used against him. So I can stop hit a slugger, I can make him miss and catch him at the end in here, catch me, you know, right? Remember, I'm a power puncher, so I'm a telegraph more, and my recovery time is less. See what I'm saying? So if you can, you know, duck and weave my overhand in here, right? You can crack me right now and then run. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they can be, their power can be used against them, right?
Right.
They also, if it's a sport fight, they may not have the endurance to keep going, right? So in the street, you can see this charger and slugger can be huge advantages. Come at you like a charger, finish like a slugger, right? Explode on you, lead with speed and, you know, just aggression in here, and then start hauling off with a baseball bat and finish you real fast. Right? That's why we use that cliche, he was first, fastest, almost always wins. But in a sport fight, a slugger may not have the endurance to keep going, being effective. You know, look what happened with Ali and Foreman when he did the rope-a-dope, right? Foreman was a major slugger, and Ali just took his best hits, or took his hits, and it psychologically screwed up Foreman, right? Couldn't hurt him.
Right.
And then Ali hit him with a flash knock, hit him with a couple flash punches to catch him when he least expected and dropped him.
Okay.
That makes sense to you? So slugger, you want to use weaves, rolls, ducks, snapbacks, or if you gotta make sure, you know, if you're dealing with a guy who's 6'5", you know, you don't go right in and bonk.
Yeah.
You know, like that. That makes sense. So a good runner won't let a slugger get close. And a slugger, every time you move, right, the slugger's got to get stable again. Like the slugger can't really power punch going backwards that well, and he can't punch while he's in motion. You never see a slugger bouncing around like this, right? If they are, right, they usually when they got a hit, they got to get stable, and he's probably not a true slugger. Okay. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right.